the U.S. District Court of the Eastern District of Pennsylvania giving a major victory to gun owners by allowing Gun Owners of America lawsuit challenging Philadelphia's ban on 80% receivers. Back in January, Mayor Jim Kenney signed an ordinance banning the manufacture of 80% 3D printed firearms, criminalizing purchase of sale or transfer or anything like that. But Pennsylvania state law blocks localities from regulating the, quote, lawful ownership, possession, transfer, or transportation of firearms. So joining me now is somebody who couldn't be better at the topic, Senior Vice President of Gun Owners of America and friend of the show, Erich Pratt. Sir, I got to ask you real quick. Most people probably don't know what an 80% lower is. Go ahead and explain what that is in about 20 seconds.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just a piece of metal or plastic that it can in no way fire around. It's not even considered a firearm by the ATF. Sometimes they refer to these as ghost guns, but that's just a pejorative that leftists use to refer to a homemade firearm, which has been legal to do for over 200 years. And here's the problem, Carl, for leftists in Philadelphia. People can make guns with 2x4s and pipes. So one wonders, is Philadelphia going to shut down all the Home Depots in the city?
Right. Well, and the other thing, too, is what you're referring to is that you're basically manufacturing 80% of one part of a gun that in order to make that the 100%, you then have to go get a Form A or a FFL stamp to produce the remainder of the firearm to render it functioning. These liberals just don't understand that. So this is something, I mean, you guys basically, they tried to remand it to a federal court. The federal court slapped it back down, said, you guys got to do this through the process. Tell us about that fight.
This was a great first-round victory, Carl. See, Philadelphia officials know that any gun control law passed by the city council violates the state preemption law, and that's because the state legislature is the only government body in Pennsylvania that can deal with gun issues. And to my knowledge, every time a preemption case has come before the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, they've struck down the local gun control law because of preemption. And, well, that's fantastic, right? Well, this is why the state judges wanted to try a different approach this time. So they sent the case into federal court where they could roll the dice. They know the state Supreme Court is going to go against them. And since the federal judges in the Third Circuit Court have a history of ignoring the Second Amendment, they figured, hey, maybe they could get lucky and get a win this way. Well, at Gun Owners of America, we were pleasantly surprised when those federal judges ruled in our favor. They said, this case doesn't belong here. They sent it back to the state court, and that's good news for us because if the past is any indication of the future, the city of Philadelphia is going to lose at the Pennsylvania Supreme Court.
And also, for people who don't know, the Pennsylvania Constitution says the right to keep and bear arms shall not be questioned. Questioned. You can't even question the thing, which I think is fabulous because America and stuff. But, this is also coming up in the next, I guess, 2-3 weeks. We have the first major Second Amendment case before the Supreme Court since Heller versus D.C. This could topple permit restrictions nationwide. We have it's like a gun club in New York versus the state saying, hey, this May issue where if I apply for a permit, you have the right to deny me because, I don't know, the sky is blue today. That may go away, and there's, from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, sir, but there's three options out of this case. One, status quo, and nothing changes, which I doubt. Two, the idea of a state being able to deny you for whatever reason they want outside of, having a felony or something like that, that may go away, and they may be forced to issue permits upon request, like 42 other states do. Or they could rule, potentially, low chance of this, and I want you to weigh in on it, national reciprocity, even, and constitutional carry.
Yeah, sadly, I don't think the last one is really up before them. So it's probably option number two, which I think they're going to rule against the city. We also, Gun Owners of America has an amicus brief involved in this. This is a huge case because this would be, there have been justices on the Supreme Court begging for a case because they know the lower courts have been ignoring the Second Amendment, and this is their chance to tell those lower judges in the lower courts, the Second Amendment, we meant what we said in Heller, we meant what we said in the McDonald decision. This is a fundamental right. And you guys are, allowing all kinds of restrictions that are simply unconstitutional. And so you're absolutely right. They could end up striking, which is what we think is going to happen, the whole May issue carry, which is you could be a law-abiding citizen, and yet you have to show good cause. And if they don't think you're not John Wick, and you don't have a team of people after you, well, you just really don't have a good reason to carry, and they'll just deny you. It's kind of the same mentality that they did to Martin Luther King Jr. many years ago after his home was bombed and he was denied the right to carry.
Right. Well, it's funny because I actually went in and tried to go through this process. I live in Connecticut, and I have a number of permits, and I can carry in just about every state except for the 3 that surround me: New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts. And I said, look, I'd like a permit. I'm an NRA safety instructor. I'm a former Navy SEAL. I like guns. I know guns. I've owned tons of them, and they've never shot anybody by accident or for any other reason. I don't have a criminal record. And they said, well, you're a Navy SEAL. You don't need one. I was like, man, I must have missed the course where it teaches you how to catch bullets.
Yeah, this is the problem that we've been running into in many states. But I'll tell you what, Carl, by God's grace, and also because we have good attorneys, we've been winning a lot of cases around the country. We won a legal battle in Oregon recently on Second Amendment sanctuaries. We defeated Michael Bloomberg's group. We won a preliminary battle on bump stocks in the Sixth Circuit. Legislatively, GOA helped get 5 constitutional carry laws enacted, and ultimately, that's really what we need. Citizens shouldn't have to prove their innocence to the government before they can exercise any right, right?
100%.
And so we got 5 constitutional carry laws enacted. We got even we also got some Second Amendment sanctuary laws enacted, and of course we're fighting the assault on our Second Amendment rights at the federal level. So a lot of good things are happening.
Well, Eric, I appreciate you being here today, and a man who understands that true happiness is a belt-fed weapon. Erich Pratt, Gun Owners of America. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carl.
All right.